皆さんこんにちは。1000万 MLB 翻訳侍戦士チャンネルへようこそ。ドジャースタジアムに歓喜の声が響き渡りました。注目の一戦で大谷翔平選手が再び野球界に衝撃を与えています。ホームランと盗塁を量産し、彼の活躍は新たな次元に到達しつつあります。チームの勝利に貢献しながら個人としても歴史的な記録に挑む大谷選手。シーズン後半戦、彼の挑戦がどこまで続くのか、野球ファンの視線が釘付けになっています。それでは本日の試合を詳しく解説している番組の翻訳をお届けいたします。ご覧ください。
Hello, welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., Oral Hershiser. What a special night it was here at the Ravine. A great way to kick off the homestand. The Dodgers take down the National League's top team record-wise. Actually closed within just a half game of the Philadelphia Phillies for the best record in the National League. On a night, Tyler Glasnow pitched really well for 6 innings. We saw home runs from Teoscar Hernandez, the home run derby champ, and also Shohei Ohtani. But the story of the night, it had to be Max Strong, Freddy Freeman coming back, his return to the Dodgers. Oral, you were out there listening to that incredible standing ovation he got. Just an emotional night, great night all the way around.
Yeah, it was an emotional night, and when you think about what Freddie had to go through, he ends up getting a hit tonight. The first at bat, yeah, there's a K, but boy, it was an unbelievably tribute to the whole family. Freddie had to step out. I was so glad Major League Baseball informed the umpires, informed the Phillies, and took care of whatever time the Dodger fans wanted with him to share their love. It happened.
Incredible night for Dodger baseball, and I'm talking Dodger baseball. That includes the fans, class act, class gesture by the Dodger fans, standing ovation, class act by the Philadelphia Phillies, Major League Baseball. Again, this is bigger than baseball. But once we got to playing the game of baseball, it was two great teams. I know they haven't been playing their best baseball of late, but two great teams battling out. The Dodgers found a way to win tonight.
Came out on top 5-3. We've got a lot of Dodger fans really excited about this series opening win against the Philadelphia Phillies. Shohei Ohtani went deep, also stole a base. Let's hear from Shohei. He's standing by with Kirsten Watson.
Shohei, tonight you put up 2 of the team's 5 runs, but that home run in the 8th, how important was that one, just to give a little extra insurance, especially against a team like the Phillies?
5得点中2得点、大谷さんのおかげで、おかげなんですけども、最後のホームランっていうのは、どのぐらい大事だったんですかねと。
終盤なので本当に1点でも多く取った方がもちろんいいですし、そういう意味ではすごいいいホームランになったなと思います。
Just being able to give another breathing room at the end of the game is really key for winning, so I'm glad I was able to do that.
You now have 34 home runs, 32 stolen bases. You're part of the 30-30 club. You are a goal-oriented guy. You're on pace for 45 and 45. How bad do you want that, and is it a goal of yours?
34ホームラン、32盗塁で30クラブに入りましたけども、今のペースだと45本ぐらい、盗塁も45盗塁ぐらいなんですけども、それに向けての活躍っていうのはどう考えられてますか？
もちろんホームランはいいところでもちろん打てればいいですし、盗塁に関しては本当にいけると思った高い確率でいけると思った時にしっかりといければ、勝利に貢献できる確率は高くなると思うので、そこだけ集中してやりたいなと思ってます。
Really, the key is to be able to contribute, hitting home runs in key situations, and when it's necessary, be able to steal bases. So I was glad I was able to do that.
You saw what happened in Philadelphia against this team. How special and just how good did it feel to come back, set the tone of this series, and get the win today?
前回フィラデルフィアでちょっと際どい結果でしたけども、今回ホームでいい流れを作れたっていうのは大谷さんの中でどのぐらい大事だったんですか？
この間敵地で負けてますし、そういう意味ではシリーズの最初取れたっていうのももちろんそうですし、フレディが帰ってきた1試合目で勝てたっていうのもチームとしてすごく大きいんじゃないかなと思います。
Obviously, being able to win the first game of the series after having a tough series in Philadelphia, but most importantly, you just really be able to win with Freddie being back for the first time. That was really important for us.
You all wore these Max Strong shirts, but how special was it to hear the fans embrace him today?
ファンの歓声、フレディに対してのファンの歓声っていうのはどのぐらい大事だったんですかねと。
本当にみんなが応援してたと思いますし、これからももっともっとリハビリもあると思うので、みんなが応援してるよっていう、ああいう歓声素晴らしいなっていう、見てる方も素晴らしいなと思う瞬間だったなと思います。
As a teammate, as an observer, it was very touching to be able to see that. I'm sure the son has some rehab to do, but very much looking forward to him getting better.
Thank you so much, Shohei.
On Saturday in Oakland, Shohei Ohtani became the third fastest player in Major League history to reach 30-30 in a single season. Tonight, Jerry, he continued to tack on his 32nd stolen base, and that 34th home run was a huge insurance run in this game.
Huge insurance run. Again, this guy continues. I can't believe I want to say this. He continues to get better and better at the plate. He is a complete hitter, not just a power guy, a complete hitter. He's gone the other way. Now, remember, the last couple of years when he was in Anaheim, he had a lot of home runs, but they were to the pull side. Now he's starting to go dead center the other way. He's a complete hitter. The stolen bases, obviously he's always had speed. Now, he's not pitching, so obviously his legs are rested, so he's able to take advantage of that. But again, lefty on lefty, going the other way, hitting a bomb left center field. Just a complete offensive hitter. Fun to see.
You know, we have seen him struggle on pitches inside. We've seen 0 for 15 slumps and then a 3-run bomb. This guy has a resume now that he's living up to it and surpassing it, and it's ridiculous to think. And as an opposing pitcher and an opposing team, you really can't pitch around him, because once he walks and you pitch around, he'll steal second and steal third now. So you're not talking just about a power hitter that you're going to place over there at first base. You're talking about a guy that you might be placing at third base with a walk. So they have to pitch him, and he's covered that inside hole now, and he's getting more pitches where the league's saying, I got to pitch him differently because he's taking this or covering it. And so now they have no idea where to go.
And you know, as a pitcher, you better be perfect in there. You better miss in off the plate, because if that leaks back in or half, not just in the middle, in or half, he's going to take you deep. So you got to be almost perfect in there. Great to see.
It's great to see Shohei have a really good night. Also, Tyler Glass now. He didn't pitch in that series in Philadelphia when the Dodgers were swept by the Phillies. He had just been placed on the injured list, so we got a chance to face him tonight. We talked in the pregame show, Oral, about this is why the Dodgers wanted to get a guy like Glass now to pitch against teams like this great Phillies lineup, and he responded in a big way in 6 innings. He punched out 9. Very easily could have been just 1 run allowed.
Very easily if he gets the ball caught in center field, and no Pages wanted to catch that for him, just didn't come up with it. But you know what? The first inning, he was sharp. He was razor sharp. The second inning, it was a little rocky, but you're right. He could have ended up throwing a shutout. But for me, he wasn't in the middle of the plate. The target might be in the middle of the plate, but he ends up being on the corners tonight, and that's what made him very successful.
When he's pitching to all 4 quadrants, not in the middle of the plate, he's a nightmare to deal with. Again, this is a very good Phillies team. They absolutely rake. When he's making his pitches, I don't care if it's the 27 Yankees. They're going to have a hard time dealing with Tyler Glass. Now, the fastball commander. There's the in off the plate. Great movement with velocity. There's that cutter right there / slider. And I talked about in the pregame show, that slider is such a devastating pitch because it looks like a fastball. It's tough for the hitter to recognize out of the hand. Again, Tyler Glass, there's a reason why the Dodgers traded for him and extended him, because he's a difference maker.
Certainly was tonight, and he flashed all those brilliant things that made Dave Roberts earlier in the season say, I don't know how anybody gets a hit off this guy. He was that good tonight. Of course, the story of the night, the reason why we're wearing the Max Strong shirts tonight is because of Maximus Freeman and Freddie Freeman making his return to the Dodgers. It was a really emotional day, Oral. I was in that room, in the press conference room. Everybody was choking up. There were a lot of people that were in tears listening to that press conference. And then you were there for this standing ovation. I don't know how he even was able to swing a baseball bat after this. He was getting really emotional in the batter's box. It was just great to have him around his baseball family and to see the fans really love on him as well, the way they did.
Well, everybody knows that when your eyes water, you're a little bit blurry. So you got to forgive him for the strike his life and for his family, the way the Dodger fans have wrapped their arms around him from the very first time when he came here and they knew he was crying about leaving Atlanta and how that breakup went. And then they wrapped their arms around him then, and now they're continuing to do it.
And you got to remember, too, first of all, the Phillies, awesome job. Aaron Nola pitching in that ball game, understand the situation. Those guys took whatever time that Freddy Freeman needed. It was a class act by the Phillies, a class act by Major League Baseball. The Dodger fans, you guys continue to show why you're the best fans in the world. Not an ovation, a standing ovation for all of LA to hear. Max also heard those ovations. Outstanding job. Again, yes, heavy heart. It's good to have Freddie Freeman back. The fact, and he said it in his pregame press conference, that he's back, that means Max is doing a whole lot better. He's home, and Max is on hopefully a speedy road to recovery. good to have Freddy Freeman back. But again, this is bigger than baseball. Great job by Major League Baseball all around.
And hopefully Max was at home watching this game tonight with a big smile on his face. His dad was able to get a base hit. Dodgers able to get a win 5-3 over the Phillies. Let's head back upstairs, check in one final time with Joe Davis and Jessica Mendoza.
Dodgers beat the Phillies tonight 5-3. Really well-rounded effort. I mean, look at all the different phases, and everybody pitched in.
Yeah, Tyler Glasnow on the start that he had. I mean, something you kind of expect from him, but a solid against such a great team in the Phillies, and then the bullpen being able to finish it up.
And as far as the offense goes, you get 4 runs in the third inning, got the insurance late from Ohtani, and it just feels a whole lot different when you add Freddy Freeman.
Yes.
You touched on this. He stabilizes it and then lengthens it, too.
And you saw that. You saw the reaction of what happened middle to bottom of the lineup, the effectiveness that they have, but also just, gosh, that feeling that they have getting Freddie back. Yeah. What he adds, of course, to this offense, but just that joy he brings to the entire team.
Dodgers beat the Phillies 5-3 after getting swept by the Phillies earlier this year. Take the first game of this series.
High fives, handshakes all around. Dodgers improved to 66-47. Tyler Glasnow gets win number 9. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs, struck out 9. Daniel Hudson saved number 8. Shohei, a 2-for-3 night, 34th home run, a double, 2 runs batted in, stole his 32nd base, and Teoscar Hernandez 1-for-4, his 24th home run, and 2 runs batted in. Right now, let's head back inside and hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts. He's talking with Kirsten and the media.
Well, it was certainly Freddie had a heavy heart, and you know, for Chelsea, I think it's started with Chelsea kind of being vulnerable and transparent as far as trying to let everybody into their lives with her post, and you know, baseball fans all over the world, certainly Dodger fans, you know, were let in, and the power of prayer is powerful, and you know, Max is on his way back, and it was good to have Freddie back. But it was really cool to see people, you know, rally around Freddie and the family, the Freeman family tonight.
I know we talked about just kind of the game and this matchup and what happened in Philadelphia, but to see this team obviously playing better baseball as of late, and just a complete team win, what did you see about that?
It was great. I thought Tyler had really good stuff. You know, it was a team win. You know, there was a play out in center field we didn't make, and so, you know, that's something I know that, you know, Andy would have loved to have that play back. It's a play that he can make, he's made, and I thought Tyler still, you know, remained poised and continued to pitch and compete, and there's a lot of strikeouts in there, and, you know, for him to get through 6 innings was a big feat, and offensively, we got the hits that we needed, and just contributions up and down the lineup. And Nola, like I said earlier, has been tough on us, and so for us to scratch and claw to get 4 runs across was huge. And then late to tack on with the Shohei homer just gave us a little extra breathing room.
We talked about just waiting to get guys back for so long now. Seeing someone like Freddie come back to the doors, is it emotionally that sort of comes for everyone else back?
It is. It's an emotional lift because you know that, you know, he still wants to be at home, but he's here for his teammates and the organization. And, you know, when you write the lineup and you see Freddie, it certainly makes it look a lot better. And it was good to see him get a knock tonight. But yeah, I mean, it is. It's an emotional lift because you know that, you know, he still wants to be at home, but he's here for his teammates and the organization. And, you know, when you write the lineup and you see Freddie, it certainly makes it look a lot better. And it was good to see him get a knock tonight. But yeah, I mean, it's always better when he's in the lineup, and it's starting to come and start to look, it's going to start looking more like the lineup that, you know, we had intended, you know, we put this team together.
Dave, obviously Glasnow started opening day for you, right? I see your playoff series, you guys didn't count on it. How have you seen him kind of embrace, I guess, that role of kind of being that guy and, you know, what injury kind of did?
I think with Tyler, it's a work in progress. I think that, you know, if you look at his major league career, it's been up and down, and whether it's performance early, whether it's injury in the middle of his career, and the stuff has always been there. And I think he's really trying to embrace being the top of the rotation guy. not that we're asking him to change who he is, but there's a responsibility in the sense of things aren't going to be perfect, and you're going to have to, manage your emotions to continue to get guys out and chew through lineups and go deep in games. And so that's something that, he's consciously mindful of, and we're going to need it because there's going to be stress. There's going to be things that we can't control. And he's got to continue to remain external and go out there and compete and get guys out.
What was the thought process for leaving Anthony in the face ball?
Yeah, it was more of Anthony's a guy that typically puts the ball on the ground. And I felt that I wanted him to get to Marsh, and if they wanted to make a move at Marsh, we had Evan there to counter. It would have been a little bit tougher decision if Bohm would have hit a double. But I just felt that, having a guy on first base with 2 outs versus having a guy on second base and having Bohm at the bat would have probably been a different discussion. But, for Bohm to go out there and have to try to hit the ball at the ballpark, we're in no doubles right there. I felt good about Anthony taking down another hitter.
Here's what's ahead on the Dodgers calendar. Clayton Kershaw gets the start tomorrow night. Gavin Stone closes out the series Wednesday on Sandy Koufax bobblehead night. Both of those games at 7 o'clock. This weekend, the Pirates come to town for Alumni Weekend. Friday's Dodgers, a great Dusty Baker night. Saturday, Alumni Reunion night. Sunday, Matt Kemp bobblehead. And then next Monday, you see the Dodgers hit the road again, going to Milwaukee. All of these games on Sportsnet LA. Well, it was a great night all around for the Dodgers. Freddy Freeman rejoining his work family, getting a standing ovation, and the Dodgers win the game. We will hear from Freddy up next after the Dodgers beat the Phils 5-3. Carl's Jr. moment of the game, the moment of the night. Oral Freddy Freeman getting a lengthy standing ovation from the great Dodger fans. And second at bat also came through with a base hit.
What a great welcome back. The love and the arms wrapped around him. And I know it was a tear in almost everybody's eye in this moment. But even in pregame, Jerry, you had a moment.
Yeah, I definitely had a moment because as a father, we're all fathers up here. Fathers and mothers. And that's what the Dodger fans are. The majority of fans out there, fathers and mothers, they knew exactly what Freddie Freeman was going through or how they would put themselves in that position. Yeah. Great to see the Dodger fans really show the love, and the Phillies players as well. Bryce Harper, a father. Castellanos, we saw a father as well. Just a touching moment for everybody.
Certainly was. Let's head back inside right now and hear from Freddie Freeman. He's speaking with the media.
How special was that moment? Just knowing, I know you talked about just how appreciative you've been of the support you've been receiving. Friends, the larger baseball community, to see the Dodger fans just have that moment for you.
Yeah, I mean, right when my walkout song started to play, I could hear the crowd start getting louder and louder. And it means a lot. It means a lot that the Phillies were respectful of that situation as well. I wasn't expecting it, but very much appreciated from the Dodger fans. Since I've got here, these 3 years that I've been here, it's hard to put into words what the Dodger fans have meant to us and our family, and the toughest times. It shows the true character of this organization's fans, and it's absolutely incredible. So they made it really hard to hit in that first at bat. But that's a good thing. I was okay with that. It's like one of the most pleasant strikeouts I've ever had in my big league career. But it was tough. I was doing okay, tipping my hat, and then my dad was sitting first row with my stepmom, and he was, I don't know if I could call him crying, but he was choked up and teary, and that's what really got me going. So I'm just so thankful. It's nice to receive a text after the game from my wife that's positive. The last couple of weeks, especially in that Giants series, I just didn't know what I was going to be walking into. It's nice to have a happy thing that we won. Things were going good. And right before the game, I got a picture of Max doing tummy time. So, and he seemed happy about it. That was surprising to us. But I just can't really thank the fans enough. I really can't. And this organization, the love and support for being so gracious to us. I'm just happy we won tonight too.
How was that?
Kind of like one giant exhale for you. I'm kind of glad it's over, to be honest. I'm tired and worn out, you know, talking all day. Everyone's asking questions. It's just an emotional day. It really is. It's not like I'm happy it's over. I'm just worn out. And but when you win the game, and I was happy to be out there. I really was. I didn't know how it was going to be when I stepped on the field and what I was going to be feeling, but the green grass, the dirt, the fans, it just reminds me of how beautiful this game is and, you know, why I love it so much. And obviously the 50,000 people that are here made it that much better.
How was that hug from Bryce?
Good. Bryce probably texted at least 4 times during the 9 days, really checking in. So just the whole Phillies team, obviously Bryce, every single guy that got there today, very, very, very nice. Garrett Stubbs, catcher. You know, just I think I'm going to be doing this for a couple series, because especially when I go to Milwaukee next series, I'm going to thank Pat Murphy in person. But I'm just very thankful for the baseball community that lifting up Max in prayer and love and support. And, you know, it's going to be a long journey for him, but it's a beautiful thing that he's on the path to being recovered.
How often does your mind drift? Is it hard to stay concentrated?
To be honest, it was okay during this game. I think it's more because I know at home he's okay. That was the thing for me. The Giants series, I had no idea. I didn't know what was going on. You know, came in after the Tuesday game and he was not doing good. I get pulled out of the game on the top of the 9th on Wednesday. Don't know if I should leave on Thursday. It was just, but for some reason today, just knowing he was safe at home and on his way to recovery made it easier to just concentrate and focus, because you got a whole team. You know, I got to catch every ball and try and get hits and do all that stuff. I had a guy in scoring position with 2 outs. I'll hit myself over the head on the way home for that one. But, you know, I didn't find myself drifting or thinking about that. I mean, every time I saw after I got the hit, though, in between innings, I looked at my dad and went like this, you know, like, you know, you just don't know how the first game's going to go. It's just a lot of emotion. Just happy to be back. I was excited to be back. It's just mostly because, you know, at home in Orange County, things are okay. A little off. Everything was pulled, you know, today, but I'll take it today. I threw one out there, caught all the balls at first. We won, so tomorrow I'll work on trying to hit the ball up the middle. Not swing at the sinker in from Sanchez tomorrow. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for today. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Obviously an emotionally draining night and day for Freddy Freeman. He talked about that ovation, Jerry, in the first inning, how it just kept getting louder and louder, and he wasn't expecting that. And he said it just spoke to the character of this organization and these Dodgers fans. And if you just remove myself away from the job that I do covering this team and hosting these pre- and post-game shows, I've been a Dodger fan my entire life since the 70s. I was so happy and so proud to be a Dodger fan tonight, just the way everybody was loving on him.
John, you just said this perfectly. Being a Dodger and being a Dodger player, a former Dodger player, being in this community for several years, obviously you grew up here, John, Oral, you've been here for decades. It is a special thing. Tommy Lasorda lived it, breathed it, and there's a reason why. It's special. And Freddie Freeman got a chance to see it once again, how special it is to be on the field, to wear this Dodger blue. The fans understood it, and they gave and showed Freddie Freeman the love and the love for Max Freeman as well. Just a special moment with the Phillies as well. Freddie talked about Bryce Harper texting several times throughout the process. There's been 23,000 big leaguers in the history of Major League Baseball. 23,000. That means they fill up Crypto Arena where the Lakers played. 23,000, right? In the history of this game. That's why it's so special for players to understand we are a fraternity, and we understand even though we go out there and battle every single night, we want to win. Phillies trying to win tonight. Dodgers trying to win tonight. But we can take a step back and recognize what's really important. And this is a great moment by 2 legends, Bryce Harper and Freddie Freeman right there.
Two Hall of Famers. And you think about baseball, and you think about it's a distraction for people to get away from their real journey, and they get to be entertained. They get to enjoy something. They get to root for their stars and their team. But once Freddie put on the Dodger uniform, the fans wrapped their arms around him. Freddie said, I'm going to give everything to this community. And I really believe that this is his equity that he has built with this community. Because you know what? Freddie's a very social person. Everybody who comes down to first, he's saying hi to him. He's encouraging rookies after their first hit. He's telling guys that broke a slump that was 0 for 17, they get a hit. He's over there patting them on the butt. He's a guy of the people and of all the players. And so when they wrapped their arms around with the standing ovation, it was a little bit of a payment also for the respect of his blue-collar work ethic, goes to work every day. Like, I know people out there, a lot of you know what a mailman is, but they do come out every day, either rain or wind or snow. Well, that's Freddie Freeman. And now you come back to work, and he knows about your little boy and what you've been through. They are saying thank you for being you, Freddie.
And it's good to get back to normal. And Freddie talked about it, to be on the field at Dodger Stadium, the green grass, how beautiful this game is. And you know who also appreciates this? Max.
Yeah.
He wants to get back to normalcy. He wants to be at baseball games, and he's going to be able to do so. We know it's going to be a long process, but this is the first couple steps. And one of those steps is seeing his dad at Dodger Stadium doing what he does best, hitting that baseball. So we love you, Max.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you at Dodger Stadium.
Hopefully he's got a big smile on his face right now at home waiting for his dad to come through the front door. Still more to come here from Dodger Stadium. A great start to the series and the homestand. Tyler Glass now in the Dodgers. Just a half game back at the Phillies for the best record. That Dodgers get the win tonight. Tomorrow you get some free food because they had 12 strikeouts tonight. That means you can celebrate tomorrow by going to Jack in the Box. Get a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink only at LA area restaurants. Tonight, Tyler Glasnow handled things himself. He had 9 of the Dodgers' 12 strikeouts. It's also win number 9 on the season for Glasnow. Let's head back inside the clubhouse and hear from him with Kirsten and the media.
Tyler, when you look at just your outing today, it seemed like things were really going your way. Did you kind of feel that on the mound? Did it just feel like step-wise you were really executing?
Kind of. I felt a little out of whack, but I think the days you feel like that, you just kind of empty your brain and just try to go compete. So I think the positive today for me was just kind of ignore how I feel and just go and try to attack the zone.
When you look at just results-wise then, were you pleased with it? Just fighting through that, I guess?
Yeah, I guess with how I felt and how it turned out, yeah, it was all right. Some work to do, but it was good.
Being so slider, maybe is that part of just sort of compete with what you got against the penalty number?
Sort of felt a little better today. I think I've been getting a little predictable with heaters and sequencing and stuff, so I'm just trying to mix that in a bit more. Like last start and this start, I feel like I've used it a lot more.
You kind of talked about just kind of fighting through where you're not feeling great. I mean, do you feel that's something that you've gotten better at?
Probably over like the course of my career, yeah. It's kind of like up and down, but I do feel like it's trending up over my career for sure.
Is that part of the plan to be really slider heavy tonight?
I think a lot of it's dictated off of like warm-ups and how it's coming out early, but that was something we talked about before, just trying not to be so predictable with my heater. But yeah, a little bit more slider usage tonight.
You started opening day, obviously. I don't think it's any secret. Playoffs are leaning on you a lot. How have you kind of taken embrace that role, I guess?
I kind of just keep my routine the same, honestly. I think like all the extra stuff it's cool and it's nice to be acknowledged that way, but I think for me, what's helped me most in my career is just trying to like take each start as each start comes, and just do what I can to control what I can, and the rest is what it is.
Did it feel any different given, it is the two, right? You guys are the two best teams in the league right now.
Not particularly, I guess. I think it was more like how I feel before the start and then during the start. As far as like nerves or any extra stuff, not really. But yeah, no.
That being said, could you still sense the energy? I mean, it was the Philly.
Yeah, for sure. Something like that, for sure. I think as far as like going into it, like personally, I guess it's not different. But I guess atmosphere-wise, it was a little bit more energized. Yeah.
Did you appreciate what they did for Freddie?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. He's such a huge part of our team, and such an unfortunate thing to happen, but to have him back is amazing, and everything seems to be going well, so it's great to have him back.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks.
All right, Earl, let's go to the K-Zone to break down Glasnow's night.
You get to the big leagues because you get big league hitters out. Then you get to the big leagues and you find out you get hitters out in the strike zone. And once you get them out in the strike zone, you get them to start swinging the bat. And then the best of best teams like the Phillies are, you've got to be edgy. But the edgy pitches need to be competitive and be strikes at the beginning and then either end up balls or on the corner. And that's what he had tonight. He had everything working. He said he was a little bit more not fastball predictable, but a little bit more sliders. But as you look at the K-zone to the right and you see the chart, you see how much he is on the edges.
And that slider is absolutely devastating. It looks like a fastball. That's why I really believe that's his most important pitch.
Shohei Ohtani, league-leading 34th home run of the season tonight. He could reach 40-40 by the end of the month. I'm just saying. More reaction coming up. Dodgers 5-3 over the Phils. Top-tier stat line, Jerry. Dodgers traded for Michael Kopech last Tuesday. All he's done is retired 9 of the 10 batters he has faced since joining the Dodgers.
Again, I love the fastball, but he has commanded the strike zone with that fastball along with the breaking ball. Yes, he's got extreme velocity, but he's got wipeout stuff as well. Love this addition for the Show Dodgers.
Another 0 put up tonight by Michael Kopech. Clayton Kershaw will get the start in Game 2 coming up tomorrow night. We will preview his matchup and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Coming up next. All right, tomorrow night, Clayton Kershaw gets the ball, looking to bounce back after his start Wednesday in San Diego when he lasted just 3 2/3 innings, gave up 7 runs, failed to record a strikeout for the first time as a starter in his career, Oral. What do you want to see him in a bounce-back effort tomorrow?
Well, I think Clayton is going through a transition. I think he knows it, and he's gathering a lot of information with every ball that he throws. He sees the reactions of the hitters. He's getting feedback from Will Smith and Austin Barnes, and I think he will continue to move forward and find some success. It just might be a little different than we've seen.
One thing I've known about Kirsch, he's excellent about making adjustments. I'm anxious to see the adjustments he makes in his third start.
He'll have a chance to pitch the Dodgers to a series win over the Phillies and to the top record in the National League. We will see you tomorrow. Pre-game coverage begins at 6 o'clock right here on Sportsnet LA.
今回の動画はいかがでしたか？ぜひご意見ご感想をコメント欄までお願いいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーの最新情報など海外の番組の翻訳をお届けしています。面白いと思っていただけましたら、よかったら高評価とチャンネル登録をお願いします。どんな情報をお届けしたら喜んでいただけるか、ぜひお聞かせください。それではまた次回の動画でお会いいたしましょう。